Hi, I'm Melissa from SoGoSurvey, and whether you're listening to this during normal times or quote-unquote the new normal, work-life balance is always a critical priority. Let's take a look on how to launch a work-life balance survey. Working it out, that's always a critical challenge, and it's important for you and it's important for your employees. Today we'll take a look at why this is important, some questions to ask, best practices, what a report might look like, as well as some advanced options. If your employees' work-life balance, of course, is not really balanced, your business will be too. Your employees are the face and the workings of your organization. And if they're not working out, probably your business isn't either. Making sure that you take the time to have this conversation, to have this interaction, whether it's a survey, a focus group, anything like that, it's really important to make sure that you show that you care, but also do something about it. Just showing that you're listening doesn't help if you don't take action on it, or your employees realize it's a meaningless conversation. Important questions to ask. Think about the introduction. Even if you have a good invitation, which of course you should, let people know how this information is going to be used and why you're asking these questions. Not having too many demographic information in here helps your employees understand that this isn't going to be identifiable with them. If it's anonymous, let them know. Choose the dimensions that are most important to you. In the first section here, we have questions about happiness and satisfaction, broken into actual work, environment, and personal life as well. Making sure that these dimensions stick together helps you understand the overall big picture, as well as key drivers within each of them. Also, balance, stress, de-stress, and work brought home. Customize these questions to relate to what's normal or what's customary in your organization too. Give them a chance to reflect on how their time is spent, as well as habits and practices in their personal and professional lives. One big question here is, what is this going to do with your retention? Will you see greater or reduced employee churn during this time, or in general? Loyalty is a really big question to ask about, and whether employees have thought about leaving their job within the past year or whatever time period makes sense to you. When you ask them directly, they are more likely to give a very clear answer, especially if it's anonymous as well too. And if these are people who said yes, use that question display logic to pop up a follow-up question for an explanation. A few best practices: please minimize the dimensions that you're measuring. There's a lot of dimensions here in this sort of template. You can of course reduce them to clean it up and keep it a little tighter, and get right to the point. Again, not too many demographics, only what's going to be helpful for you in your reports, whether it's department or location, a product that they're serving, or a service area that they work in. All of those things are really important to you. And if their experiences have changed, if they work in multiple departments or they've worked in multiple roles, you might ask them to reflect upon how this current role works, or how they're satisfied, or how their experience is in this role versus in a previous role as well. Of course, make it look good. Just because it's internal doesn't mean it should be shoddy. It should still look good. Professional, polished employee surveys need to look good too. And please do have this conversation with your team, whether it's within the survey or offline, making sure that it's a consistent piece of your messaging to let people know that this is exactly what you have in mind, trying to look out for them, to learn about their experience, not to single people out to get them in trouble. And again, be careful about the number of questions that you add here too. Even though they're your employees, they're almost a captive audience in some ways, you still need to be respectful of their time too, and only include questions that are relevant. When you're looking at results, of course, the demographic details that you have in here can all be used for segmentation, overall dimensions with agreement scales and points for overall weighted scores for each of those that you include, as well as open-ended responses here at the end, eligible for something like verbatim reports, open-ended text analysis in sentiment analysis, or thematic analysis, as well as a nice-looking word cloud. When you are thinking about, again, demographic details, can't say this enough, avoid using hidden prepopulation. If people see that you're using, for example, department or seniority or any number of combination of things, it'll be very clear. There's only one manager, for example, in a certain team in a certain location. So being very clear that you are reducing the number of questions here Those key stakeholders who are going to be reviewing your reports, what do they need to know in order to make those reports? So even though hidden prepopulation is a great feature, I would avoid using it here. I've mentioned it a few times here before, but setting the survey as anonymous, this is technical anonymity. It means you will have no idea who gave which answer. Still allows you to distribute to the right people, collect the data, send reminders, those intelligent reminders that only go out to the people who've not yet responded. Anonymity gives a nice little footer message. It's available here within design. It needs to be done before you launch though. And a nice looking email invitation, something that is classy but also clarifies the purpose. Why are you doing this outreach? Again, it's not to get anyone in trouble. It's not just to collect complaints. It's to make a genuine effort to make improvements. Please don't use mail merge. Again, a great feature, but not a good usage to say, "Hi Melissa, this survey is anonymous." Not a great idea. Take care of your employees, of course, and they will take care of you. Work-life balance is a challenge. Everyone has their own work, has their own styles and habits and preferences, but listening to your team helps to make sure that you are all on the same page. If you have any questions, if you'd like to check out this template, want a free trial, anything else, please feel free to reach out to us at any time. You got a number there, an email to our support team. We'd love to hear your feedback, so if you have questions, feedback, anything that you want to share with us, you can always connect with us at SoGoSurvey or visit our website, SoGoSurvey.com. See you next time.